Thank you for watching Change Your Mindset, Change Your Life. I am Denise Rodavera Crane, the College Success Counselor here at ATI. If you have not already done so, please complete the mindset quiz. We'll talk about the results later. Before we get started though, we should probably define the term mindset. Mindset is your belief about where your abilities come from. This belief guides or frames how you see the world and how you choose to handle various situations. Do you think you were born with your abilities? Or do you think you can develop your abilities? Or is it somewhere in between? Or does it depend on what kind of ability? Carol Dweck, who pioneered this research, began studying students' beliefs about intelligence because she was interested in the question of why students are so resilient in the face of challenges while others aren't. What she found was that students generally hold one of two very different beliefs about intelligence. Some students have what she calls a fixed mindset, the belief that intelligence is a fixed trait that doesn't change very much. So like eye color, these students believe you're born with a certain amount of it and there's not much you can do to change it. Other students have what's called a growth mindset. And it's a very different view about intelligence. They see it more like a muscle that grows with effort. Take a look at the following statements. Have you said any of them to yourself or to others? If so, what situation led you to say them? What was the result of maintaining this belief? Pause the presentation for a moment so you can reflect on these questions. When you are finished, start it up again. You might find that you have fixed ideas about certain things in your life and have growth mindset about others, and that is okay. However, as someone who is embarking on academic recovery, you may want to or need to analyze whether you have a fixed or a growth mindset when it comes to academics. As it turns out, these beliefs act like lenses through which you interpret your day-to-day experiences in school, particularly experiences of adversity. Depending on your mindset, you can draw very different conclusions about the meaning of the same events. And these interpretations, these lenses, are what shape the narrative you use to make sense of your world. And the meaning you make of events is what determines the behaviors you choose to engage in. If you believe there isn't a point in trying, then even the best professor, tutor, advisor, or mentor may not be able to reach you. It's like the old saying goes, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. Over the last few decades, a lot of research has shown that there is a powerful relationship between your mindset and achievement. These beliefs have a big impact on your motivation, academic behaviors, responses to challenges and setbacks, and academic achievement. So what are the consequences of growth and fixed mindsets? They affect the goals you have, how you view effort, and how you respond to failure and setbacks. For students with a fixed mindset, their goal in school is to show how smart they are or hide how dumb they think they are. That makes sense, right? If you think you're just born smart or dumb, you want to make sure that you show you're smart. So this makes them much less likely to ask questions in class or seek out help from peers or teachers because that would involve showing that they don't know something. Students with the growth mindset, on the other hand, have the goal to learn. So they're more likely to ask questions if they don't understand, or to seek help or try a new strategy if they're struggling. So students with a fixed mindset are more likely to agree with, the main thing I want when I do my schoolwork is to show how good I am at it. Whereas students with a growth mindset are more likely to agree with the statement, it's much more important for me to learn things in my classes than it is to get the best grades. What about effort? Students with a fixed mindset actually see effort as proof of low ability. They think that if you try hard, that means you aren't very smart. whereas students with a growth mindset see effort as how you grow your abilities. Students with a fixed mindset are more likely to agree with, to tell the truth, when I work hard at my schoolwork, it makes me feel like I'm not very smart. Whereas students with a growth mindset are more likely to agree with, the harder you work at something, the better you'll be at it. Responses to failure. Fixed mindset students tend to have a helpless response to failure or struggling with something they don't immediately get. They give up because they see struggling and setbacks as evidence that they don't have what it takes. Students with a growth mindset are more likely to work harder in response to failure. When students were asked how they would respond to failing a test, students with fixed mindsets were more likely to agree with these statements. I would spend less time on the subject from now on. I would try not to take this subject ever again. I would try to cheat on the next test. Whereas students with the growth mindset were more likely to agree with, I would work harder in this class from now on. I would spend more time studying for the tests. Students with a fixed mindset tend to show declines in their performance over time. Students with growth mindset typically show increases over time. The reason these mindsets can have such an impact on achievement has to do with the recurring process that takes place when students experience a challenge or a setback. So when a student with a growth mindset experiences a setback, they increase their effort, which leads to better results, which then reinforces their belief that they can improve. It reinforces their growth mindset. Students with a fixed mindset have the opposite process taking place. When they experience failure, they reduce their effort, which leads to lower achievement over time, which then reinforces their belief that they don't have what it takes. In either case, it is a self-fulfilling prophecy. So which prophecy do you prefer? What's exciting, though, is that there's also research showing that students' beliefs can be changed, and that when they are, students do better. So how do you think you did on that mindset quiz? Let's take a look. If you scored between 45 and 60 points, you have a strong growth mindset. If you scored 34 to 44 points, you have a growth mindset with some fixed ideas. If you scored 21 to 33 points, you have a fixed mindset with some growth ideas. And if you scored 0 to 20 points, you have a strong fixed mindset. Now that you have an idea of where your mindset is, consider working a few of the following phrases into your thought processes when thinking about your next tough homework assignment, and then go from there. Thank you for watching this presentation on mindset. There are a lot of people on campus who can help. A good place to start is with me or with your academic mentor in Student Success Services. Thank you.